New trucks debut, Charlie Pauken in El Toro Loco, and all of this is coming up on this week's news episode. To start off with this video, let's talk about the results. The results from Stadium Championship Series Red in Miami this past weekend. Make sure to check out the most recent MonsterTalk report. So, let's recap the tours that weren't covered in the last MonsterTalk report. In Houston, Texas, for the Stadium Series Blue, Show 1 saw Tyler Menninger and Gravedigger take racing, and Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger sweep the rest of the event. For Show 2, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger defeated Tyler Menninger and Gravedigger for the racing win. Gravedigger won skills and the overall event championship, and Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris won freestyle. Looking at the points, Menninger continues to gap the field with a 38-point lead. For Arena Series West in Sacramento, California, your racing winners were Elvis Linares and El Toro Loco for Show 1, and Tristan England and Earthshaker for Shows 2 and 3. In the Skills Challenge, Elvis Linares and El Toro Loco took home Show 1's competition win, while Tristan England and Earthshaker took home Shows 2 and 3. In the donut competition, saw Earthshaker take home Show 1's donut win, Chris Anderson and Gravedigger take home Show 2's competition win, and El Toro Loco take home Show 3's competition win. Your freestyle winner for all three shows was Elvis Linares, as he takes Show 1's overall event win, and Tristan England takes home Show 2 and Show 3's overall event championships. Elvis Linares and Tristan England remain very close in the championship standings, while the rest of the field has a significant points difference. For Arena Series Central in Washington, D.C., your time racing winners would be Brandon Vincent and Gravedigger for Shows 1 and 3, and Tony Oakes and Thunder Roris for Show 2. Your skills winners were Tony Oakes for Show 1, Brandon Vincent for Show 2, and John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity for Show 3. Your donut winners would be Tony Oakes at Show 1 and Zach Garner and Wildside for Shows 2 and 3. Taking home all three freestyle competitions in Washington was Brandon Vincent in Gravedigger, as he also takes home Show 1 and Show 3's overall event championships. Tony Oakes takes home the overall event championship at Show 2 to close out the weekend. Leaving Washington, points still remain very close and yet the same as Week 3. And finally, for Arena Series East, they headed to Newark, New Jersey for the next stop on their tour. Your racing winners would be Hunter Souza in Earthshaker for Shows 1 and 4, Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack at Show 2, and Chad Tingling Zombie at Show 3. Your skills winners would be Weston Anderson and Gravedigger for Show 1, and Amanda Castro and El Toro Loco for Shows 2, 3, and 4. Your donut winners would be Weston Anderson for Shows 1 and 2, Hunter Souza at Show 3, and Lindsay Reed and Scooby-Doo at Show 4. Your freestyle winners would be Bernard Light and Megalodon for Show 1, Amanda Castro for Show 2, Weston Anderson for Show 3, and Lindsay Reed at Show 4. Taking home Show 1's overall event championship was Bernard Light, Amanda Castro take home Show 2's overall, Weston Anderson take home Show 3's overall, and Lindsay Reed caps off the weekend, taking Show 4's overall event championship. Points remain mostly similar, although Bernard Light moves up into 5th place as Hunter Souza slips down into 6th. Moving on to independent results for the All-Star Monster Truck Tour in Norman Park, Georgia. At Event 1, Sinistar won Best Trick, Playing Crazy won Racing, and Whole Shot won Freestyle in the overall event win. For Event 2, Ice Cream Man won Best Trick, Whole Shot won Racing, and Crazy Train won Freestyle and the overall. Taking a look at the points for the All-Star Monster Truck Tour, Crazy Train with Triton Robbins leads the series with 365 points, Sinistar with Elliot Miller takes 2nd place at 323 points. In 3rd place is Playing Crazy with the team of Montana Robbins and Buddy Tompkins with 296 points. In 4th place is Bad Habit with Joe Sylvester with 270. Toxic with Corey Schneider takes 5th place with 267. Whole Shot with Kevin King takes 6th place with 93 points, and the Ice Cream Man with Joe Yuri takes last place with 80 points. That's it for the results. On to the news and our first story. Up first, Salinas Monster Jam lineup revealed. Monster Jam has finally revealed the lineup for the Salinas, California show. Originally, it was slated to be part of Stadium Series Red as a not-for-points event. Now, the show is just a regular Monster Jam event. The lineup features Tyler Manninger in Gravedigger, Ashley Sanford in Megalodon, Amanda Castro in El Toro Loco, Barry Musawa in Zombie, Bailey Shea in Monster Mutt Dalmatian for Team Throttle Monster, Hunter Souza in Earthshaker also for Team Throttle Monster, Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack, David Olfer in Velociraptor, Mike Christensen in Vendetta, and a to-be-announced truck and driver. The show will take place June 18th, and the last driver remains unconfirmed. For more information, make sure to check out Monster Jam's tickets page for the event, and if there's any updates, be sure to check out MonsterTalk for more updates. New trucks debuted. There were some new trucks that debuted over the weekend. Triple B's newest additions to their fleet would both debut in Norman Park, Georgia for the All-Star Monster Truck Tour. Ice Cream Man featured the same design, although a brand new Chevy hood that some liked and others didn't. But personally, I quite liked it. Whole Shot's design is mostly unchanged, with the only addition being the BKT tires and the solid blue rims. Ice Cream Man would be run on the former Raisin Cane chassis, and Whole Shot being on FTI Torque. Both would rack up wins, with Ice Cream Man getting a best trick win, and Whole Shot getting a racing, freestyle, and overall event victory. What a great start for these trucks. Animal House would debut last weekend as well in Bossier City, Louisiana, with Shane and Faith Freed behind the wheel. It is on the former Reptoid chassis, and it performed pretty well. New Monster Jam debut and return. News has surfaced this week surrounding two fill-ins for this weekend. Brandon Arthur, who is set to drive El Toro Loco internationally, is going to be a fill-in for Cody Saucier this weekend in Dragon in Providence, Rhode Island. Cody Saucier would announce on Instagram that he has unfortunately caught COVID, and as such, Brandon Arthur will fill in for him instead. Arthur is an off-road short course racer and will compete for the very first time in Monster Jam this upcoming weekend before he heads over to Stockholm, Sweden next weekend for the beginning of the international tour. We at MonsterTalk are excited to see what he can do for his first time in competition in a monster truck. A Monster Jam veteran is making his return this weekend in El Toro Loco, and that is Charlie Pauken. Pauken is also slated for the International Series behind the wheel of Megalodon. Pauken would also go on to say that Mark List has a family function, and thus the reason for his fill-in. Pauken always does well in any truck that he is in, and we hope to see what he can do in the Crazy Bull before he represents Team Megalodon later this year. I'm beyond excited to see Pauken and Arthur tear it up in the States before heading over to compete overseas. New driver for Monster Jam. And speaking of the International Series, Monster Jam quietly introduced a new driver to their roster. That driver is Logan Ashline, Monster Jam University's newest graduate. According to her Monster Jam driver bio, she has an IHRA jet car license and is slated to compete on the international tour and select events. Currently, her truck is unknown, and with 8 drivers already slated for the tour, it is likely that she will be used as a fill-in if one of the 8 cannot compete. Any updates on her competing will be mentioned in a future news video. We at MonsterTalk would like to congratulate her on the opportunity to compete in Monster Jam, and we're excited to see her debut soon. The Monster Truck 5 of the Week is back once again, and here's all the shows and tours that are touring around the globe. For Monster Jam, Arena Series West will be in Fargo, North Dakota in the Fargo Dome. Belmont Park, New York will be the next stop on the tour for Arena Series East at the UBS Arena. Arena Series Central will go to Providence, Rhode Island for their next stop at the Amica Mutual Pavilion. Raymond James Stadium will be the place that Stadium Series Red heads to next in Tampa, Florida for 2 shows, and Stadium Tour Blue will be at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana, also for 2 shows. Hot Wheels Monster Truck Live heads to Peoria, Illinois at the Peoria Civic Center for their next stop on their tour, and Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Europe is going to Antwerp, Belgium at the Sport Police for their tour. I apologize, I probably butchered that name. I tried my best. The Toughest Monster Truck Tour will be in Youngstown, Ohio, and will feature Dirt Crew with Jerry Beck, Dozer with Jack Brown, Maximus with Darren Basil, Buckshot with Brandon Budd, Tailgater with Tim Jones, and Toxic with Corey Snyder. Ram Motorsports Spectacular will be in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and will feature Crude Behavior with Jared Vogel, Roughneck with Jason Court, Rockstar with Bill Payne, Cali Kid with Willie Crash, Identity Theft with Marvin Anderson, Spitfire with Dallas Glenn Rogers, and Weekend Warrior with James Collette. The Kicker Monster Truck Nationals will be in Amarillo, Texas, and will feature Black Stallion with Mike Vardas Sr., Overkill Evolution with Mikey Vardas Jr., Higher Education with Chris DeHoys, Taurus with a to-be-announced driver, Zilla with Ricky Fowler, and Airborne Ranger with Joe Cypher. The All-Star Monster Truck Tour heads to their next stop on their series in Pensacola, Florida. The lineup features Crazy Train with Triton Robbins, Plain Crazy with Buddy Tompkins, Sinister with Elliot Miller, Ice Cream Man with Joe Uri, and Whole Shot with Kevin King. And finally, the Monster Truck Nitro Tour heads to Augusta, Georgia, and features a solely Triple B lineup. However, it will include Monster Patrol with Casey Cromschroeder, Carolina Crusher with Cameron Tweedy, Boss Gator with Austin Tweedy, Lone Wolf with Tommy Valerone, and Bailey Tane with Mike Rowley. One final thing before we close off today's episode is that we recently just hit 10,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank everyone so much for helping me achieve this huge milestone. It means the world to me for me to being able to bring you Monster Truck content every week, and I've got some exciting stuff in the works, so make sure you stay tuned. So once again, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.